Hello students, I'm here with another video from the chapter of class 7th Science NCERT book, that is from chapter number 18, Wastewater Story. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all things we have discussed in this chapter. So children, this is, as you all know, that this is our last chapter and I have reached uh, till the last part of this chapter, whatever is given in your NCERT book. We have completed the explanation now. And today I'm going to discuss the exercises part. And before that, I would like to discuss about some of the words which are being used in this chapter. Okay, so I'll not give you the terms as means a small recap which I usually give in the beginning of this in the beginning of the video. Now I'm going to start with the keywords, and after that I'll discuss about what we have learned, which is given at the last of this chapter. So with this, together with both of these things, after the discussion of keywords as well as what we have learned in this chapter, your revision would be there. So I'm not going to go in the details right now. So let's begin the first topic of today's video, that is the keywords of this chapter. So the first keyword of this chapter is that first keyword of the chapter is aeration. Okay, so we'll move on to the keywords. So what is the first keyword? The first keyword is aeration. Now what do you mean by aeration? Aeration simply means to give air. To give air, or we are circulating air. Now where we are circulating the air? We are circulating the air in the water which was being treated in the wastewater treatment plant. Once the water is being obtained, after the sludge was being prepared and then the water was being obtained, then we could know that now the water is thus obtained now becomes is it is very much prone to the anaerobic respiration. So we need to circulate the water with the help of the aerators. So this type of process by which the water is being aerated is said to be as aeration. Okay, now the second word is aerobic bacteria. The second word is aerobic bacteria. Okay, so the second word is aerobic bacteria. Now what does this mean? Aerobic bacteria means those microorganisms, those bacteria which can be useful, which utilizes the air for their living. I mean those bacteria which require which respire with in the presence of the oxygen is said to be as aerobic bacteria. Okay, the next is anaerobic bacteria. So what does this mean? It is just the opposite of aerobic bacteria. Now what does this mean? Anaerobic bacteria means it is a bacteria which lives in the absence of air, in the absence of oxygen. Okay, so these bacteria would live in the absence of oxygen, and aerobic bacteria are going to live in the presence of oxygen. Okay, the next is the biogas. Biogas. Now what, how will you define this? Biogas is a product of the anaerobic bacteria which were acting upon the sludge. As a result, it produces a gas which is utilized for the domestic purpose. So this is known as the biogas. That why it is called as biogas? This is known as biogas because this is being generated from the bacteria which are living in nature. Okay, so that is why it is said to be as the biogas. Fine. Now next is fifth is contaminants. Contaminants. Okay, what do you mean by contaminants? Contaminants are the impurities. Okay, it's simple. Impurities. Those impurities which are present in the wastewater, they are said to be as contaminants. It could be of different types. It could be solid waste, it could be bacteria, it could be viruses, it could be the organic waste as well as inorganic waste. Okay, it could be any of the impurities. So whatever impurities which are being added in the wastewater to make it a wastewater, that is known as the contaminants. Okay, the next is The next keyword is, I'll just rub this off, and then the next keyword is sanitation. Now, what do you mean by sanitation? Sanitation means it is a process by which the the people, those who are living in an area, they follow the healthy practice, means they are living in a clean environment. So the process by which the environment is kept clean, where the surrounding is kept clean by using the various sanitation method, is said to be as the sanitation. Okay, or we can simply say that sanitation is a process by which we make our surrounding clean by applying different alternative arrangements for sewage disposal. Okay, we can obtain the different methods, we can follow different methods of disposing the sewage or any other waste which is present in the surrounding, which is said to be as sanitation. Now we move on to the next that word, that is sewage. Now, what do you mean by sewage? Sewage simply means waste water. We have already discussed it many times. While starting the lesson, I was telling you about what does this mean, what is the meaning of the word sewage. Sewage means it is the waste water which is being generated after the utilization of the pure water. Okay, that could be generated from your house, from your office, from the schools, or anywhere wherever the water is being utilized. The next word is sewer. Now, what do you mean by sewers? Sewers are those big pipes, are those pipes which are utilized for carrying the sewage. So sewers are the pipes which helps in the carrying of the sewage. Okay, so this is known as the sewer. Next is the sewerage. What do you mean by the sewerage? So sewerage means it is the system which is consisting of the pipes, which consists of the sewer, and then this gives rise to the place where the network of sewer is being present. So it is sewerage means it is a system where the network of sewers are present, and wastewater ultimately goes in this network of sewerage system. Okay, next is sludge. The next word is sludge. Sludge is the solid waste material, which is solid waste product which is being generated from the treatment of the wastewater in the wastewater treatment plant. Okay, once the sand and grit tank is being was there. See, first the water was moving into the bar screens, then grit and sand chamber was there. After that, after settling the grits and sand, it was being it was made to go into a big tank where it was being settled for some time. Now there was no movement in the water, and as a result of this, what has happened, the solid waste got settled down in the center of that sloping tank, because of which the solid waste which is being thus obtained in that tank is said to be as a sludge, which was then removed with the help of a scraper, and again it was being utilized for creating the biogas by the action of anaerobic bacteria. Okay, so sludge is a solid waste which is being generated by the wastewater treatment plant as soon as the water is being settled in the large tanks after sand and grit removal. Then what is a wastewater? Okay, so this is very simple. Wastewater means the water which is not of any use. After using the pure water, we get the water, and that water is said to be as the waste water. Okay, now we move on to the next topic, that is what we have learned. Okay, we'll move on to the next topic, that is what we have learned. Okay, now this is the very first this is a very first thing which is given here in your book, is that it is a kind of a small revision. So what we have learned from this chapter. Okay, so what we have learned, we move on to the first point. Used water is a wastewater. Wastewater cannot be reused. Okay, so wastewaters are those water which cannot be reused. Then after that, as you all know that wastewater, whenever it is being generated, whenever the water is being used, it creates the wastewater, or wastewater is always generated after the use. After that, next point is wastewater is generated in the homes, industries, agricultural fields, in the other human activities. This is known as the sewer. Okay, This is known as sewage. So wastewater is always generated from where? Homes, industries, factories, agricultural fields, then offices. Okay, it could be your schools because of the human activity, and this is known as the sewage. Okay, this is known as the sewage, not the sewage. This is called sewage. Wastewater is known as sewage. Then the next point is the third point. Sewage is a liquid waste which causes water and soil pollution. So what is a sewage? Sewage is a solid waste. It is a liquid waste which is being generated after the wastewater. Wastewater is there and it causes soil and land pollution. Okay, soil and water pollution. Then after that, what is wastewater is treated? Wastewater is treated in the sewage treatment plants. So waste, where it is wastewater is being treated, wastewater is being treated in the sewage treatment plants. Okay, now the next point which we will study here is given as the treatment plants reduces pollutants in the wastewater to a level where the nature can take care of it. Yes, so this is very true that as a result of the treatment of the wastewater, children, which is being treated in the WWTPs, that is the wastewater treatment plant. There, what happens? The water is moving from one chamber to another chamber. Okay, one tank to another tank. But as a result, as the end product, as the at the last of the treatment, what we get is the water which is less harmful. We cannot say that is completely all the bacteria, viruses, all the pollutant contaminants are being removed, but still this becomes a little bit less harmful, where the whenever it is being discharged into a larger water bodies, the river or the water wherever it is being recharged could look after this. Okay, so further cleaning is being done in the river, it is being done in the oceans. Okay, but still the water becomes less harmful, and that results that because of which we could, after treating the water, we could directly throw it in the rivers. Okay, so this was about that. After treatment, what happens? The wastewater is getting the level of the pollutant gets reduced, and if the level of the water if the level of the pollutant gets reduced, then what happens? It is going to be discharged into the larger water bodies now. Then after that, what is there is the next point. Whenever the underground sewerage system and refuse disposal systems are not available, this is not available, a low cost on site sanitation system can be adopted. Yes, so this is very true. If the sewage system is not available, if sewerage system is not available in the places where the streets are very narrow, people live in a very congested area where the large pipes could not larger sewers could not enter in those lanes, then what happens? On-site sewage disposal is being used. So on-site sewage disposal means from wherever the sewage is being generated, there only it would be disposed. There only it is going to be treated, and again it could be reused. Okay. Then after that, what we will study is the next point. Byproduct of wastewater treatment plants are sludge and biogas. Yes. So the wastewater which is being generated here, it has two products which is being obtained at the last. One is the sludge, another one is the biogas. Okay, so there are two products. One is the biogas and the other one is the sludge. So children, so these two are the two important waste products which are being generated, but still they are being utilized. They are being used for a further means this is of a use after the treatment of the wastewater. Still it is known as a wastewater. Still it is giving the see, wastewater is said to be as a discarded water or the water which we cannot use, but still it is going to give us these two useful products. So this is what is the way of recycling the waste is going to result in a good product. Okay. Then next, open drain system is a breeding place for flies, mosquitoes, and organisms which causes disease. Okay. So open drains are very harmful because they are going to be the breeding fields of the breeding grounds of the insects, where the mosquitoes could easily lay egg, and it could cause the various diseases, various waterborne diseases. Flies could also be present everywhere wherever the dirty water, dirty pollutants are being present over there. So flies, mosquitoes, insects, small animals could also going to be live over there, and it could result in the harmfulness. Fine. Now next part is, we should not defecate in open if it is possible to have safe disposal excreta. by low cost methods. Okay, so this is not a very this is not at all should be appreciated when the people go and defecate in open. Okay, nowadays nowadays what happens, that every house should have the toilets to be built inside their home. Okay, so what is the use of this toilet? The use of the toilet is that people should not go out in the open space for relieving themselves. So it is a very bad habit, as well as it is going to cause the health issues also. Okay, so with this, the two sub small topics which are given in your book is now complete. Now I'm going to give you the exercises part, and let's discuss the exercises part, children. So we'll quickly, without wasting time, I must move on to the exercises part of this chapter. What exercises are being given? Okay, so the first question is fill in the blanks. So first is fill in the blanks. Okay, I think this is very easy one. We will do the first one. Cleaning of the water is a process of removal of the contaminants. You could write pollutants, you could write contaminants. Okay, either you could write pollutants also. Fine. Now I'll move on to the next topic, that is the wastewater is being released by the houses is known as the wastewater which is being released from the houses is known as the sewage. Okay. Second is sewage. So this we have number of times we have discussed. Okay. The next is the dried dash is used as manure. Dried sludge is used as manure. Fine. Then after that, drains get blocked by oil and what? Oil and fat. Okay. Fats and oil you could write, oils and fats you can write. Okay, for oils and fats. So this was about question number 1. Now next is question number 2. So question number 2 is a question answer. So question number 2 is the question answer. So this is question 2. Okay. So we are discussing the exercises. Then next is question number 2. What is a sewage? Explain why it is harmful to discharge untreated sewage into the rivers and the seas. So what do you mean by a sewage? Sewage is the liquid waste which is being generated by the different human activities. It is being released. So wastewater is said to be as the sewage. Okay, so this wastewater which is being generated from the houses, from the offices, from the schools, from the different places wherever the water is being used is said to be as the wastewater, and in other words it is known as the sewage. Okay, the next is explain why it is harmful. So it is harmful because it is having this mixture of various pollutants. Okay, it is having the mixture of various pollutants which could be the various pollutants includes saprophytes, then disease-causing bacteria, organic impurities, inorganic impurities, and the nutrients. So these are this is the cause because of which the wastewater is said to be as the harmful water. And then what happens? This could also cause various waterborne disease. That is why it is not going to be discharged into the river, as it is going to pollute as well. Okay, then we'll move on to the next is question number 3. Question 3 is why should oils and fats not released in the drains? Explain. So just now we discussed that oils and fats should not be released into the drains because it is going to block the drains. Okay, so it is going to block the drains. So we should not throw them in the water in the drains directly. Then the next is oils and fats clog the drain, reduce the effectiveness of filtering water. In open drains, they block the pores of the soil, and also filtration is being disturbed. That is why fats and oil should not be released in the drains. Now, next question is describe the steps involved in getting clarified water from the wastewater. So, the first step, the steps which are being involved in the cleaning of, in the treatment of the wastewater treatment plant is that by treating the wastewater in the following ways. So we have 3 main steps. One is the physical method. the chemical method and the biological method. Okay, so these are these are the three methods which is being used for the purpose of cleaning the wastewater. Okay, so which includes the physical method, chemical method, and the biological method. Okay, now in physical method, what it is being included in physical method, the waste is getting, the waste is present, wastewater is there. Then the first step in that, we are going to throw this waste, we are moving to move this waste from the bar screens, and then the physical treatment is being given where the bar screens are going to stop all the bigger impurities like the cloth, like rags, like sticks, okay, cans, packets, plastic packets. So it could be stopped at a place. Then the treatment of the wastewater involves physical, chemical, and biological process, in which physical removal includes the removing of the with the help of the bar screens. Then second is water goes into the sand and grit removal tank. Then after that, what happens, this allows the solid waste such as the sand, grit, and the mud is getting settled down. After once it is getting settled down, then what happens, it is going to move further in the next tank where a big tank is there, and it is going to settle, it is allowed to settle over there to form the sludge, because solid waste is still present which is being dissolved, so it is going to be settled at the base. Fine. After that, what happens now, what is the difference between the sand and grit removal tank and the next tank which we are using? See, remember children, water is moving from the bar screens, and then bigger particles, heavier particles are getting settled down very quickly, like sand, like the pebbles, like small stones, they could be settled down, but not the smaller particles which are being semi dissolved, or which is being suspended. So suspended impurities are going to be settled down at the base when it is being placed in that bigger tank. Okay. After that, it is being skimmed for the removal of the floating oils and fats, and lastly, the clarified water is being generated by the action of the aeration, and then the sludge is getting removed, and this sludge is reducing the biogas, and the water with thus produced water which is being having the microbacteria are there, it is being killed with the help of the chemical treatment by the addition of chlorine or ozone in this clarified water. And now this water could be easily be utilized for the distribution system also, as well as before the treatment of this chemical, it could be directly placed in the, it could be directly thrown in the river. Okay, in the river. So this could also be used very easily, and we could easily find that the water is now cleaned enough to be thrown and directly into the rivers. Now the next question is question number fifth. What is a sludge and how this is treated? So sludge is the human waste like feces, water, wastewater which is left after the sewage treatment plant. Since the organic waste it is being used, it is used for it is used for utilizing the it is used for getting the biogas. Okay. So how it is being utilized? This is being utilized by the action of the anaerobic bacteria which eats up, which feed upon this waste products, and they are going to release the biogas, which in turn is going to be collected, and then it is going to be used for the domestic purpose. Okay. Then after that, the next question is question number seventh. Name two chemicals used for disinfecting water. So two chemicals which are being used for disinfecting water is, they are chlorine and ozone. Okay, so this is very easy. Chlorine means chlorine dioxide is used, and ozone is used for disinfecting water. Okay, these are the two chemicals. Then after that is question number 8, that is explain the function of bar screens in the sewage treatment plant. So what is the function of bar screens, children? As you know that a screen which is being made with the help of bars, and it is going to stop the bigger waste which is being floating in the wastewater. So what is the function of bar screens? That is this question. Bar screens, they stop the big floating waste. Okay, it stops the big floating waste like the cloth, like the materials like stick, the cloths, the uh, polythene packets, or the packets which wrappers are there. Okay, so these are the various these are the various impurities which is being stopped by these bar screens. Okay, so this is the function to remove the larger objects. Then after that is question, the one question is here: what untreated human excreta is health hazard? Explain. So untreated human excreta becomes health hazard, means it is danger to the human beings, because the many insects, human excreta may contain many pathogens, many insects. I mean, it contains various microorganisms or disease causing microbes which can cause cholera, diarrhea, typhoid, polio, meningitis, hepatitis. Okay, so these germs, the germs of these diseases could easily reach to the human population with the help of air, with the help of water, and also through the insects which are contaminating our food and water. That is why it is said to be as human. Untreated human excreta is a health hazard because it is the main cause of many waterborne disease. Okay, now next is question number 8, question number 9, which is explain the relationship between the sanitation and disease. What is the relationship between sanitation and disease? See, this is a there is a very direct relationship between sanitation and disease. The place where it is being cleaned enough, the waste, the disease would not be occurring. So sanitation and disease are directly related. Where they are going, wherever the waste material is there, it is not, it is going to invite the flies, it is going to invite the insects, which is going to cause, which is going to create the which is going to cause a various disease. Okay, so sanitation is very much important. It becomes very important because it is going to help in the cleanliness of a particular place, particular surrounding. Okay, so this is about the health and cleanliness. A large number of diseases caused due to poor sanitation and contaminated drinking water. Yes. Poor sanitation leads to the growth of harmful microbes, flies, and mosquitoes, which are the source of the spread of many diseases, as I have just now told you. Okay. So it could cause typhoid, meningitis, hepatitis, dysentery because of the use of such waste water. Okay. So it is utilized this is just a harmful thing, because of which what happens, the people who are living nearby places where the sanitation is not proper, then the people could die. Okay, the next question is outline your role as an active citizen. So you can write down this answer in your own words, that what is the role of an active citizen in the sanitation process. You can obtain the role, means there are various roles of for becoming an active citizen. It could be it could be wastewater treatment plants are requiring infrastructures to build, so we should always be an active citizen by reducing the level of waste my water. Okay, we can follow the various steps, that is as follows. Now first point is open drain should be covered and kept, and which are present in our surrounding. Okay, that should be closed, lid should be present. Then close, we should not litter anywhere. Wherever we are going, we should always think of cleaning the place. Okay, we should never we should never throw the waste materials, which when we are going for suppose that you people go for a picnic or you are going for an outing, then then everybody in your house should be aware regarding that, we should not throw the waste around. Okay, we should collect the waste, and then we should keep it in one place, and then wherever we find the dustbin, we can easily throw them in the dustbin. Okay, the next is chemicals like paints, insecticide, oils should not be thrown in the drains directly, as they're going to clog the drains. We have just now studied that drains are going to be clogged because of the use of the oily products. Okay, used tea leaves and solid waste should not be thrown directly in the drains, which is going to choke it. Okay, then after that, last point is that we should always encourage the people regarding the safeguarding their surrounding, which is going to help in the which is going to help in what it is going to help in the creation of the awareness, and also helps in the various methods of stopping the pollution. Okay, now the next question is a crossword, children, so that would you will find interesting for doing this crossword. So I'm not going to discuss this, and you could easily find out the answers to this question. So if you are not able to I mean get the answer for this question, I'll just discuss it in the online class. Okay. Then after that, question number 12 is there. Study the following statement about ozone. So the following statement is, it is essential for breathing of living organism. Next is, it is used for disinfecting. Next is, it absorbs ultraviolet rays, and next is, its proportion in the air is about 3%. Which of the statement is correct? A, B, C, all the three are correct. B, C, or A, D, or all four are correct. Okay. So the answer is uh, it is used as disinfectant. Yes. So B, and also it absorbs the ultraviolet rays. So C, B, and C both are the correct options. Okay. Now the next, so this was the last question which was to be discussed. Okay. So the next crosswords, I think you could easily do. If you're not able to solve, you can ask me in your online class. Okay, children. So that's all for today's video, and your chapter which was given in your NCERT book is now complete. The course is completed now, and I'll take up more classes regarding the revisions from next videos. I mean, from the next class, I'm going to discuss about all the topics which are left, and I'm going to teach you again the parts which were left from the beginning. Okay, so I think with this last video of of your book, I think you all might have it means you all have studied this chapter very well. I have explained this in a very detailed way. I have also discussed the exercises part. And children, now I feel that you all should write down the question answers and the exercises which is given in this book, which is given in your NCERT book, I mean, so that it would be a practice for you all, and you will also come to know that which topic you have not understood. Okay, so that was all about today's video, children. I will meet you all in the next video with some revision questions, with some revision part of the from the beginning of the chapter. So that's all for today's video. I will meet you all in the next video, in the next with the next topic to be discussed. So that's all for today, and thank you for watching the video.